You understand what I mean? I'm married to one person for a long time. You understand what I mean? It was my desire to have more help to duplicate the idea of a wife, not to undermine or to abuse women. If it's not for you, it's not for you. You know, but that's for me. I shouldn't be crucified for it, especially when it's culturally and religiously accepted. You can't come over to a country and try to, denounce its very principles and values. And that's what happened. That's where a lot of this hate came from, because, I had a lot of sisters. Now, around me working, and then, I have my wife who work in different capacity as well. However, if you're someone who is single and you're coming over, there's a place for that too. There's people out there who live a single life, and there's a lot of Gambian men that are looking for sisters to come over from the States and develop a relationship. They're of consenting age. So there's no that's their life if a person chooses to do that. But where we start to go wrong is when we start to gang together and say, hey, let's gang up and promote feminism, right? Let's attack the brothers that, that's going out there, Like I said, I've been married from day one. You understand what I'm saying? So my whole situation should have been left out the public domain. Now, if I was out there, Kwesi's out here sleeping with women, just sleeping with Gambian women, even if I'm doing that, there's brothers coming over here running around sleeping with women. You understand what I'm saying? But, that's not something for us to put out in public, especially if you're doing it.
So are there men, these women, are there men over there for them to date? I mean, I'm trying to understand what's going on over there.
Well, it's been over here for them to date. There's men, and men over here pretty much worship women from the West. They're looking for, the brothers are good. They're looking for companionship and some security. You know what I mean?
So is this sex tourism? So are they paying these men? Frankly, this is my question. Okay, I see all these women over there single with no man. Okay, and there's plenty of men over there. So what I'm trying to figure out is, where's this breakdown? Why aren't these people coming together? There's something that's disconnect, and I'm trying to figure out, what is this disconnect that's going on over there? Because what are they doing? Are they just having sex with each other? Are they paying them for sex? Are the men not wanting to marry these women? Are the women not wanting to marry these men? It's just disturbing when you look and you see 60-year-old Black women, just hanging out. And there's just hanging out. And I'm just like, what's going on?
You remember Atlanta used to have Freaknik?
Yeah.
You remember Freaknik? People haven't grown up from that type of thinking, where they gotta go somewhere just because they're in a new town, they gotta, sleep with somebody. So, you have a lot of, you have that crowd coming over, the party crowd.
That's what it looked like too. That's exactly what it looked like to me. It looked like a play to me. And this is what another thing that really disturbed me is when I saw that, because I said, these look like women who, like you said, this is Freaknik for them. They're 60-year-old women who going on Freaknik in the Gambia and taking their little SSI checks or their little retirement checks and going over there and living and doing whatever.
You have a couple crowds. Now, the older ones that I'm seeing, the ones that's probably in their 40s, 45, but the ones that you're seeing, like, in their 50s, they're more, they have like boyfriends, like, they have like companions. They're not wilding. It's a lot of sisters that they're good sisters. You know what I mean? You got the party ones that's just over here just kind of wilding, and if they have some money, they're using their money to kind of gain favor amongst people. And, you know what I mean? They're using their money. I got money and this and that. They kind of just, they got the swag of like, like a dude.
Right. Yes, exactly. Okay, now wait a minute, Kwesi. So I play with toys. She says, why is a single black woman a problem? I'm hella confused. Okay, let me explain it to you why that's the problem. It's not a problem. It's in the United States, it's a norm. But when you go to Africa, you kind of stick out. You know, it's not the norm over there. And when they're over there and they act like freaknik, that's a problem because you lose respect. That's the problem. When you see groups of single black women like that, I'm wondering is it that the African people are not taking us serious? Is the African man not taking us serious? Or are we over there for sex exploitation, sex tourism? That's I play with toys. It's not that they're single and they're in Africa. It's just if you're single in Africa, something's going on. Period. Either you playing with these little boys for sex, and you paying them for sex, okay? Or either you got a bad reputation and don't nobody want you because you done slept around with a whole bunch of people. So that's why single is not good. Because when I go to the Gambia and when other women go to the Gambia, black women go to the Gambia, they don't want to have the reputation of being sex tourists. You don't want that.
No.
Yeah, you don't want that. And you don't want to be known as somebody who play. You don't want to be a grown woman in Africa who's known to play with boys, play with men. You don't want that. So that's why I asked that. So it's not the singleness that's the problem. But when I see groups of women who are single, no, that means y'all calling each other saying, hey, let's go to the Gambia. So-and-so something's going on in the Gambia. And I want to know what it is. And what I suspect it is that they can take their little money and they can buy little boy toys with that. That's what I suspect, like Dusty traveled with Tay-Tay. That's what I suspect. So
well, you've heard from individuals very own mouths that said they were paid for sex, and this whole thing with Renee, her coming out. This is stuff I didn't even know about. After 3 months after the drama, after we tried the mediation, shortly after that, and the mediation kind of fell through. I went to the States for 4 months. My mom passed away, so I used that as an opportunity to go there and strengthen my network. Right. Mm-hmm. Then when I came back, I wasn't here for no more than 2 weeks before I went to Ghana for a month. Yes. Once I returned, the main perpetrator of the corporate coup was coming under heavy scrutiny, which is what you do in the darkness come to the light. You do dirt, you get dirt. What you laughing at? Can men and women find love?
Because the comments is crazy. I play with toys as kids, and this lady, Black African television news and information. It's just funny what they're saying. They're talking about black dating African. They're talking about dating African men, and it's funny. I'm sorry, Kwesi.
Tell you this. You can, Big Z asked a question, can men and women find love in the Gambia? Yes, you can.
Yes, you can.
One of the things that we can learn from the Gambians is, their calmness. My father always used to tell me, Kwesi, calmness is power. And, I started going to the beach, beach therapy, because we need healing.
Yes.
A brother that was staying with me for a while, he was like, Kwesi, we got to go down to the beach and we got to shower. We got to sungo in the water. That's shower. We got to do a cleansing in that water.
Yes, and you do. That's true.
To get all of that energy off of us.
You do, yeah.
So, so us coming here, like I said, all of the drama, people, one lady, one girl, she commented, I don't care what they said, you're still a scammer. Yeah. Now, this is what we don't want to do. We don't want to come somewhere and force our beliefs on a whole country. So you come over here, y'all like, yo, we don't care. We don't care about this other African American established businessman in the Gambian community. We don't care about him. That that has a lot of pull. I didn't have to use nothing because I ain't do nothing. You understand what I'm saying? But I got a lot of pull just like blacks. You know what I mean? But I just don't use it for this. I ain't gotta use it, but it's there if one of my brothers or sisters need some help. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
You're gonna go through a lot, a greater hassle than, like I said, if I didn't know the people that I didn't know, I would make it a lot more hassle for me.
Exactly. Yes.
But at the end of the day, our community showing disrespect for other repatriates that's already been here on the ground. How the hell a whole group of people gonna come over here, never been here before, and they form a gang?
Yeah.
You can't form a chain with a bunch of weak links.
And that's what happened. That's why the chain broke. That's why it all fell apart, because it was a bunch of weak links. That's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened. It was a bunch of weak links, and the fence just broke. So I got a question. How are you going to now since art is gone, where are you going to go with Relocate Africa? Tell me your future for that. Now that all the allegations are gone, everything, all the smoke is clear. Where do you see yourself going now? How are you going to recover from this? This is what I want.
Well, we have 7 businesses that we're managing, so we're very busy. We have a community. We still have people. We still have people on the ground. We still have network moving. It's just not as public as it was before. But we're doing better this year than we did last year. I'll just put it that way. So despite, like, we had a brother that came through, and he was like, damn, everything they try to do with you, you still get it. And I'm like, no, you can't stop that. You understand what I'm saying? You got all of these dudes out there with these YouTube channels, doing the most to hate on another brother, to cause speculation around another brother. Now that they drop the charge, and be happy for that. Say, okay, we were wrong in the situation. You understand? But it's hard for people to come around and admit that they were wrong.
It is. Yeah, that's true. It really is.
But
do you guys still advertise for it? Do you still have, like how you guys were doing when art was there? You know how you were making the videos about the properties and doing all of that? Will it get back to how it was when art was there? That's what I want to know. Before it went bad, it was nice. It was really nice what you guys were doing. Do you think it will get back to that again?
It will exist, but the public will never know about it.
So it won't be public information like that. It won't be open to the public like it was before.
No. Because anything, pretty much anything because there's more, you got the YouTubers here, but it's a lot of hate from YouTubers here. So, anything, like anything that I do, you'll have one of these little gossip bloggers. They'll try to jump on it. Oh, what Kwesi up to now? What's he doing? Da, 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 da. You know what I mean? I can, I still get it in and move things. We're still scaling things and, behind the scenes and things like that. We're still building businesses for many people, so that, those who want to contact me, they know my email address. They know how to get in contact with me if they want to get in contact with me. And that's how that happened, but we are still moving forward as far as building a community. And, because this was my thing. My thing was, we can't come over here, impulse buying land, because we've been through the situation in the U.S. with all of the land and the property bubble, where people had properties, they bought properties, and they built up their credit to do that. And then, the government allowed for all of this predatory lending. Now you got somebody living next to your $200,000, $300,000 house that, can't afford it. That just came from projects and got a no-doc loan. They got a no-doc loan.
That's exactly what happened.
So what's happening here is say you come over here, you got all the money to build your house. Now, somebody done sold you some land somewhere, you don't know what's going on with it. Then I come and I buy my property next door to you, and then another girl buys the property on the left side. But none of us got no money to build our house ever. So what you have is you have your nice house built there, and then on the side, east side of you, you got a half-built wall, and the other side, you got a half-built house.
Yeah. So that's why you see that like that.
Huh?
That's why you see that. I did see that. I would see houses that were built, and then next door, like you said, it would be like a half of, like they were building something, and then on the other side, it was like they were building something, but it wasn't built. So that's why, because people are at different phases in the building process.
Right, because this is pre development, type of before people started doing home development.
Right.
You buy a piece of raw land out on the range. This is some old back in the day. You go and buy some land, you claim the land, and you start your own town there. We're used to roads. You know how rigorous it is to drive over some bumpy roads. You talking about whiplash, backlash, you get 50, everything start hurting. I remember they tell me when you start getting close to 50, everything start hurting.
Right. You're right.
You take the flat roads in the U.S. for granted. You come over here, but we need. So this was my thing, right? We need to come together and buy a huge piece of land, and then we take our money, we put it together. We build some model houses. We might be build 10 or 20 houses for the first people that's coming over, and then what we do is we go to a land developer and go to a bank and say, hey, we have this much capital. This is what we want to do. Can you finance the whole project? Now we got a whole project. We got we got streets there. We got we got a walking trail around the facility. We have a park there. We got a state-of-the-art clubhouse, and nobody's gonna come in that community without having their house built within 3 or 4 years, because we're gonna do it as a collective body. Now, everybody.
That's what you need for the repack community. That right there would work. Exactly what you just said.
How many people, the number of people that came in, when I was with Blacksmith, I think we went through about 60 land sales before I left. But the number of people that came over and purchased land as individuals, could have very well put us in a very beautiful development project if we would have done that as a collective. And you notice when I went to Art Kathy, I never said anything about selling land, because I just didn't believe in people buying land, because it was really just taking advantage of people, their desire to have a piece of Africa. I'd rather tell you, hey, instead of, if you want a piece of Africa, put your money in this trust. We have a land development trust that we've established. We got a banker, an accountant, and a land developer that's over it. So as soon as we get 5%, 30% in here, they say they're gonna build all the houses and finance us. That's simple. That's not complex. And if you have the, I heard this particular volunteer say, hey, people coming over, hey, Jero, how you doing, Jero? I know you heard the great news, which everybody already knew, but I heard this particular blogger say, hey, I can't help it. You want to come over, you come over here, you buy land, and you don't have money to, to fix the land up, this and that, making mockery of people, but you taking advantage of them by selling them the land instead of, and people coming to you. You got all of these people hitting you up. Hey, let's do it like this. Especially if you run into me, if I put any ideas on the table, it's going to be something that makes sense, because we don't have to recreate the wheel. We don't live in the society for 400 goddamn years. We're going to come over here and just be all over the place with college degrees. You understand what I'm saying? Taking for leaders, people that are recovering addicts. Yes. Come on now. Harlots of the movement. Come on.
That's what they are, though. Seriously. Yeah. That's why my mind is just blown, because I'm like, if these people were in the United States, you guys wouldn't even be paying attention to them. But now, since they're in Africa,